Is she called that radio? And we're about to go live to Brighton to speak with one of my favourite lyricists, Susan. Um,
Hello, what's happening, man?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm surviving. I'm surviving. Uh,
Best you
Great
can
to have
ask
you.
for, eh?
That's it, mate. That's it. I've just been. I've been loving the new album Ponzu. So it's great to have you on and just talk a little bit about that today.
Yeah,
So
thank you, bro. Much appreciated.
first of all, Ponzu, I'll admit that I had to Google it because I didn't know what it meant, but I wasn't surprised to see that is it a soya sauce? Are we talking about a soya sauce here? And
Yeah,
is there
hold on.
a double?
Let's have a
Is there a
look.
double meaning that I'm maybe just sort of going over my head?
It's dipping sauce with peppery sudachi citrus juice. There you go, mate. I'm on it right now.
So you're drinking it like a bovril?
No, no. I got that as a gift, eh? So it's by the desk, handy.
Right. So what?
Nah, it's like
Is that
condiment.
spicy? Is it
Use it
spicy or
for
what?
cooking or whatever. Nah, I don't know. It's kind of bitter, citrusy. Not quite sweet, but not sweet.
So is
I,
that a metaphor for your life in the music industry or something?
no, I don't think it's really all that deep, to be honest, man. I mean, I think part of a lot of the album was kind of me going back after doing the projects with Shogun and stuff like that, going back and being like, right, what makes Susan Susan? Do you know what I mean? Like, so kind of as well as drawing on a load of new stuff and trying to like push those boundaries a bit, I wanted to go a wee bit back to some of the older Susan stuff, like Babao and whatever. And obviously Teriyaki Tape was the first release I did as Susan, I think. So yeah, maybe it's like a little nod to that as well. Do you know what I mean? Also,
So
like I don't know, the ZU like kind of yeah, it
yeah, okay,
evokes
yeah, no,
something about
no, it makes
pondering
sense.
something. I
It
don't know.
does. It works. It works. It works really well, and it makes sense. So you just mentioned with the because obviously you have it's been a wee while since you've done an album, but you have been really busy with multiple projects, with like you said with
Bits and
Shogun and
bobs,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So how's the approach? How's the approach change from doing a collaboration album with someone else to doing a solo thing?
I mean, yeah, it's totally different, man. Especially when you know, like when you're making a collaborative project with someone else, you're kind of inevitably both out of your comfort zones a wee bit because you're trying to find the pockets where you both fit and the contrasts that you can like play off to make that project work. Whereas when you're doing something and also you got input from someone else, right? I could make a beat and be like, "Oh, I love this. I think this is tidy," and then it wouldn't work or whatever for that project. Whereas when it's just you, it's like, you do what you want, man. It's great,
Uh, so
but it's also kind of like I don't know, like sometimes too much freedom doesn't help you.
yeah, I can relate to that because I did an album where I wasn't making beats or anything, but I was just recorded vocals, and I had the freedom to redo it, and also the freedom
And
that
you just end
nobody.
up doing it a million times over and over and over, kind
Yeah,
of thing. Yeah.
that can happen, but also sometimes I think I prefer having a second person when I'm recording because they can just tell me
Mm.
here that's fine as it is, just fucking move on to
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just move on, or sometimes it could
No,
be the
that's not the
opposite.
take. Do it
Yeah,
again.
come
Yeah, yeah,
on,
yeah.
because you probably did it in your first. Maybe you said something. Maybe you did something in your first take that was just actually quite good,
Mm.
and they wanted
And
to
it's
sort
hard.
of.
It's hard to be that critic for yourself. I think, like, because I don't know. Especially for me, it's like the sort of the little niche kind of style that I've got. It's like that wouldn't have been the way it is if I'd have had someone in the studio with me going, just more energy when you do. Do you know what I mean? Like you would
Yeah,
never get that little weird worry shit or.
Well,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, you're bringing that energy. Yeah, but if you're bringing an energy, you don't need. It doesn't always need to be like take a deep
Like,
breath and
yeah,
come on, go for it. It's
for
it's
sure.
it sounds. I mean, I think that's what kind of sets it apart from, if not all, then certainly most of the hip hop to come out of Scotland is that it does seem to have its. You're in your own pocket. You're in your own lane, and it's not abrasive. It's maybe as abrasive as a lot of stuff that comes from here. It just sort of sits nicely, just to listen to. I was listening to it on. I think I messaged you about it. I was listening to it on the train the other day, and I thought I was standing waiting for the doors to open. And then I heard your one of the samples has got a train door open, and I was like, what has happened here? So I was just kind of sort of lost in this track, and then I've just seen the train doors not opening, but it going beep 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 beep, so it confused me. But with regards to the beats, you're saying, how's the production? How's it working? Are you making all the beats on it, or what
Yeah, man.
happens?
Yeah. Produced it all myself as well. Same as the Shogun project, same as Wasps and Syrup, Babao. I think every Tzusan release is entirely produced by myself, I think.
And what happens with the mastering?
I don't trust myself enough to do my own mastering. I think that's one of the things that people tell you about mastering is it's really not recommended for you to master your own tunes. Like I mix them all myself and stuff,
Yeah.
And I was in the mastering session, but yeah, I think it's more. It's not even a thing of I couldn't. It's just I'm in the same room that I made them in with the same speakers. So, do you know what I mean? I would need to go to I don't know, a different studio somewhere, and a different space, just so you can actually hear how that room affects all those frequencies and then master them and stuff. So
Yes,
yeah,
you need that. You
I,
need
I
that
didn't
fresh
take on
air.
the mastering myself. I was like,
No,
no, I'm done with this now. I've done
I
enough.
think I think it is definitely good to be recommended because that you don't do it because you are so close to the project. From the first time you start writing those words down to then performing them multiple times and then
That's it,
adding
man.
the beat
Especially
making on top.
producing and mixing it. It's like
Yeah,
I've heard every single bit of that, and
yeah.
then sometimes I'm like, that sounds amazing, and then someone else will go and listen to it on their system in a different room, or even just with a different set of ears, and be like, nah, that frequency's way too harsh. It's meh. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes right, sometimes they can shut up, but
And also, anyone who's good at mastering will probably agree as well that although there's still a lot of skill and talent to do it right, it's got to be a lot more scientific and mathematical and methodical just to get the best sound out of it.
yeah,
So
there's definitely that side to it, but there's also the side to it of just trust your ears, man.
yeah,
There's nothing else you can do. Sometimes the numbers do lie. Do you know?
yeah.
For sure. But I've got to shout out Paul Winstanley, who did the mastering, because he did a really good job, and it was a pleasure to be able to sit in on those sessions with him and have him sort of explain what he's doing to me and be able to make little tweaks with him as he's going and stuff like that. I think that really helped just varnish the canvas or whatever the expression is.
So this is. I was going to ask you about Bristol. Obviously, by the way, for anyone who's tuned in expecting a Bristol-based rapper, then that was actually my mistake. It's a Brighton-based rapper. How do you think? How do you think the change of? Because you've been there for a while now, haven't you? How's the change of scenery affected just your music in general?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I think, I've been here 4 years or something now. It's just about. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because it's hard to say exactly what my music would sound like if I hadn't come
Yeah,
here.
you would need to
Could
go
just sound the
into
same.
you would need to go into a different timeline and stay in Edinburgh for 4 years and see how similar your project
Yeah.
compare
But
it that way.
a couple of bits off the album I don't think so much the bars, but a couple of the bits of beats, like the first couple of beats that I made would have been when I was still living in Edinburgh, probably around like 2017 or something. The very first couple of beats, and obviously like they've changed a bunch since then, and blah blah blah. You know how it is, but yeah, those kind of first little seedlings would have been around, yeah,
So it's almost like
2018
a
or something.
journey from Edinburgh to Brighton via Japan or something.
Something like that, mate. Yeah,
Something like that.
it's a long way round, but yeah,
Yeah.
scenic route.
I'm going to actually play one of the tunes just now, just in case there's anyone's listening or to the podcast or watching that maybe isn't aware of your tunes, because you do have a very unique sound, and I love it. And I've got and also shout outs to putting that extra work in when it comes to just the way that you've been rolling it out with the visuals and stuff like that. I've got Snowblind set up first. So I've got Ponzu and Snowblind, but we'll maybe start with Snowblind because that was the first one you brought out. Am I right in saying that from the album?
No, I think the first one was the one with Billy Got Waves, the girl
Oh
with
yeah.
the black tattoo one. Yeah.
Okay, well I've got Snowblind set up. So
Yeah, and run it.
so tell us about. See, I first when I thought I recognised the garage, but I think I was wrong. I thought it was the 24-hour garage you get between. What's it called? The one right in the middle of Glasgow and Edinburgh. It's kind of like a signpost that you're halfway there or something. Hart Hill.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about like Maxim Park or something for a minute.
Oh no, that's a strange place though. We can talk about Maxim Park if you want. I've just never seen anyone get on it. It just seems like I mean, maybe it's been the times of night I've been travelling through it. For anyone that doesn't know, Maxim Park's like if you're getting the bus from Glasgow to Edinburgh, there's like one stop really, and it's just Maxim Park, which is kind of like a creepy it feels like an abandoned industrial estate. Something
But
that was
it's too like shiny and new
yeah,
as well.
yeah. It looks
It's
like
almost like a university campus. That's the vibe it gives me.
yeah.
But without
And
the university or the campus. I don't even know what the
and
fuck is there.
I don't know what it is either, but it's big buildings. It looks like lots of people should be. I mean, the fact that it's on the biggest bus route in Scotland, Glasgow to Edinburgh, and for some reason it only stops there, and nobody ever gets on or off. It feels like something's going on in Maxim Park. Let
Maybe
us
we
know.
should investigate.
I think we should.
Paranormal investigations.
What is going on there? Maybe there is. Maybe people do get on at a certain time and get off at a certain time, but I've never seen anyone get on it or off at Maxim Park. So, but back to the garage. So the other stop, the only other stop in the Glasgow Edinburgh bus is the. Well, I'm used to going to the airport, so but the only other one is Hart Hill Services. So I was wrong to assume it was Hart Hill Services. So where are we in this
No,
garage?
that's just down the road from me in Brighton. But
Right, okay.
I mean, those BP garages all look the same anyway. But
Yeah, they've
the
got
the one
good
that I was sort of thinking of was the Intel Cross. It's like with that tune, I was thinking about like being like 13 and being a little tearaway and just fucking staying out all night, taking swedgers and shit, being an idiot, and being 13 and not having anywhere to go and just like walking about in the fucking cold winter of Scotland, absolutely pinging as a 13-year-old. Do you know what I mean? And then like, yeah, I've got memories of like sitting outside the BP garage in Edinburgh a couple of times, just like 4 a.m, come downy, freestyling, like can't go home yet. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of wanted to capture that in the tune. That's why the drums are all kind of beatboxy and shit like that. And there's all the kind of weird traffic noise going on in the background, is because it's all to paint that scene, you know.
Yeah, the sort of the era of telling your parents you're staying at your mate's house. They do the same, and then you just rock up to it.
And then you've got nowhere to
we
go.
We had the factories where I stayed. There was just like some empty factories that we would just kick about then as well.
Yeah. Shit
But
like that.
13 Swedger is quite young for a Swedger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a wee bit in it. What was your? When you go back to that, what was it? Was did you just love it straight away? Or, how did you feel when you took that swedge? Not that we're encouraging that. We're not encouraging.
No, yeah, no, we're definitely not. It's a fucking bad. It's not a good idea. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. You're young. You're suggestible.
So at 13, you're rapping on Swedgers.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you remember what that sounded like? What would that have sounded like?
Oh, I don't know. Search B-Tech grime, and then it would have sounded like that, man. Like, let's be realistic. You know what I mean?
I've actually just got into B-Tech grime, by the way. I don't actually know I don't know if I've missed the phrase, but I follow the Instagram page called B-Tech grime, where people are uploaded of varying qualities.
That's it, yeah.
But some of it's actually good though.
Well.
Some of it's actually good.
Every now and again a banger gets through for sure.
And it's just like, I don't know, some people, the comments can be a wee bit rude to some of it. Sorry, what did you say before that there? I missed that. Do you remember what?
Oh, there was a guy called Laser Leng, like a YouTuber. Do you mind him?
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of like same bracket. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what happened to Laser Leng?
You not heard the lore? No. I mean, I don't know for sure because obviously this is Bristol, and I'm Brighton. So like, but yeah, supposedly he had to stop at some point. Like he got unmasked or like at a party, at some house party or something, and then a bunch of the people who he'd been ripping or whatever like started on him, and he pissed himself or some shit like that.
Oh, that sounds like it's been made up a wee bit, doesn't it?
Mate, that's at least 20 layers of Chinese whispers on that. It sounds like... Sure.
Yeah, so Laser... So for people that don't remember or don't know anything about Laser Leng, can you explain Laser Leng?
Mate, Laser Leng was we need him back.
Yeah.
No, he would just find videos of below average rappers and freestyles and whatever, and then take the piss out of them.
Yeah. And then he got unmasked at a party and pissed himself, and it's no longer on the internet. According to the lore. So I'm going to play Snowblind. Oh, by the way, the Maxim part's got the Dakota, says Stuart. A Dakota
it's
hotel.
The what?
The Dakota is a hotel. It's where Westlife's been visiting. All right, there you go.
Sick. All right. Next time I'll get off and just lurk about, see if I can spot them.
I don't think Westlife are getting on that bus. You know what I mean? I don't see it personally.
So you might be right.
So we'll set the scene nicely for Snowblind. So before we get distracted by Westlife again or something, this is Snowblind.
Lo-fi city pop, doe-eyed kids by the closed fried chicken shop. Follow suit with the snowblind guillemots who know no better than to nosedive with the flock. Roadside hitting rock, drove right past banging 05 cigarettes. Kicks tangling phone lines in a knot. Yeah, I'll be sound if you don't mind pissing off. Buddy, don't try me. Teenage wasteland, Bubba O'Reilly. What I want, money won't buy me, but I get why it's something they cover so highly. Fetch a penny, scrape away the skies, find a matching constellation and claim a prize. Too late to feign surprise, I barely held it all together with the cable ties. Graveyard shifting it, fuel on bread when the radar glitched a bit. Safeguard failure, nay harm fixing it. Stopped every 8 bars and 8-bar biturates. Brain full of strange particulates, drink till I barely remain articulate. Descartes scribbling, Glavar situate, washing out drip with the Kmart distillate. Buckaroo Banzai, same old shtick with another new bad guy. Monkey see, monkey do, that's why. Winter in Sicily, summer flew Shanghai. Levitating over sacred ground. Funny how that emptiness can weigh you down. Up here it's like a painting of a paper town, safe and sound, jamming with the badly animated clowns.
Kicks on concrete, all black and white like
she can move, take cocaine. Too deep in the next one's whiskey. Kicks on cold. All black and white like a shin, she can move, take cocaine free.
Gets one of those mogu, getting the mogu ones. Yeah, with the coconut chunks and I'll pick up some gochujang if you can.
Superb, Snowblind from Tzusan, taken from the new album Ponzu. Stop every 8 bars and 8 bar bituates. Killer line. Did you know that? Were you chuffed with that one?
I think the one I was most chuffed with from that tune was the it's funny how that emptiness can weigh you down.
Yes. It sounds like you spend a lot of time on your lyrics. What is it? Am I right in assuming that? What do you do when you're writing? How long does it take?
I don't know, man. It's like a whole sliding spectrum. Sometimes it's like a couple hours, bosh out a tune, or like the Bones of one, and sometimes like, I mean, yeah, take like Ponzu for example. I made that beat, like the track itself, you know,
Sorry,
the title track.
I'm on a live stream just now. I'll phone you back in half an hour. All right, bye. Sorry, I tried to hang up in that one, but I've made the mistake of having my WhatsApp connected to my computer, so it sometimes does that. Sorry about that, man. So yeah, you were saying for example, Ponzu.
Yeah, the tune, the title track. I made that beat a long time ago, and I was really happy with it. Do you know what I mean? And then sat on it for years because I kind of like. I just felt I had to do the beat justice when it came to writing to it. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of avoided it for years. Whereas there's other tunes like, I don't know, maybe Act 3 or like Lemon Floor Gel or something that just like poured out in a oneer. Do you know what I mean? And there's others that are kind of like I pussyfooted around for a while. So
Yeah,
man.
You didn't touch the title track. Is that also maybe because you knew it was a banger and it was going to be a title track?
I didn't know it was going to be a title track necessarily, but like, yeah, I after I'd made that beat, I was like, I still think it's one of the best beats I ever made, up there, possibly the best beat. I don't know, my opinion or whatever, but yeah, I wanted to do it justice, and that kind of made me put it off. Do you know what I mean? Made me put it off and procrastinate around it for a long time because I felt like I had to do it well.
I've got a few beats that are sitting there that they're too good. They nearly made it into things, but it's like no, that beat requires a wee bit of extra attention.
Exactly that. But then, do you know what? I think on the flip side of it, I've sort of, I don't know, towards the end of making it, or just, I don't know, I had the thought that, like, actually, those are the ones that probably don't, do you know? Because you can just rely on the fact that it's a fucking dope beat.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter that much what you do with it. Whereas the ones that are like, that's an alright beat, those are the ones that you need to go hard on because that's what's going to stand out. Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I like to do. I always like to keep the last song once the album feels like it's finished, I like to write the last tune in the album at the end to try and just sort of tie up some concepts and stuff. So I just did that, which is quite a nice feeling just to kind of finish it. And I always got it either goes for the big grand finale, but I kind of went for the opposite way of just trying to just do less, and I think it works. I think it works quite well doing that. Just keep it at the end. Is there a cohesive story going through it, or is there any concepts that you're trying? I mean, obviously you're embracing the sort of Asian culture as well. Is there any story behind that? Or like you said, is that just the letter thing that you were talking about earlier on?
The letter thing. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of the samples came from like Japanese city pop and stuff like that. So that was kind of half a jumping off point. The half was like your sort of like William Gibson, cyberpunk, whatever aesthetics, kind of. I don't know. I was reading some of those kind of books at the time and whatever else, so I don't know. It kind of just bled in, I guess. And yeah, man. Obviously, like Tzusan itself as a name, there's a reference in that, and like yeah, things that I've touched on before, and like teriyaki tape and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It wasn't even too conscious at the start. It just came out like that, and then I leaned into it.
You got a great review, or a good, maybe not a review, a piece of coverage from Dazed, and it was really good to read that. It's quite rare to get any sort of media coverage from anyone when you're a rapper from Scotland. Why do you think that is, and how do we change that?
I mean, I don't like getting into these kind of debates sometimes, because it's like, fuck's sake, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, I think obviously just being here, just being down south is X amount of the battle in terms of that kind of stuff, sadly. But like, I don't know, it's weird. I've never got like great press or a lot of like, from the Scottish music industry like that. So I feel more appreciated down here. Like,
yeah. And how would you say that the community of Brighton? Because obviously I've been to Brighton a few times, and Bristol as well, as I was saying. But the Brighton seemed like a really nice place. Like I was booked for the poetry festival, so I think twice.
Oh, yeah.
So what we did, I think I did an acoustic set one time. I was a poetry slam judge one year, and I was just doing then I did a spoken word set at night time. And I really enjoyed Brighton, man. I loved it was about 10 degrees warmer that day. I remember noticing that from leaving Glasgow on that specific day, it was ridiculously noticeably warmer. And it felt like there was a little bit more freedom. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it felt like, I think we went...
Yeah, the shops sell bevy all night.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, that would have appealed to me. That's probably what it is. I suppose another thing which is obviously alcohol related, of course it is, but there was just going to the nightclub, I can't remember what it was called, it'll come back to me, but it was kind of like Forks, yeah. I think one of my friends was working there, or one of my friends was there as DJing or something, and we just wanted to go outside to the beach, and they just let us take our beer with us to the beach, and then just walk back in with it. And I just thought, that wouldn't happen in Glasgow or Edinburgh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of that for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
And obviously, I've not, apart from like, I bumped into, I've met a few of the hip hop scene. There was a kind of overspill. It was the slam that I was involved in. Actually, it was a poets versus rappers thing. So it was, I think it was maybe England versus Scotland. No, it wasn't. It was just poets versus. It was just poets versus rappers, and I was in the rappers team, and the poets were doing their thing, and it was a kind of mixture of. So we had Brighton rappers on our team and Brighton poets. So
can you mind
I will, off the top of my head. I'll play the song and I'll just double check it because I don't want to get the name wrong. But everyone seemed dead sound.
Nah, no worries, man. I was just curious.
Everyone seems sound. But what is it like? What is it the hip hop community? What's happening down there? Is there a lot of gigs or what?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. There's enough gigs and stuff going on. Close enough to London. Obviously, it is a bit of dough jumping through and that, but like, yeah, there is definitely more happening in terms of nightlife and whatever. Like, I feel, I don't know, the last 5 years, I can't really speak so much for Glasgow, but Edinburgh's lost a bunch of venues, a bunch are struggling. So, yeah,
Glasgow's definitely struggling, but I think Edinburgh's getting it much worse. No doubt. The acceleration of gentrification just seems to take out more.
It's real, like,
well, I feel like Glasgow's kind of maybe because Glasgow had the luxury of having more venues, and I don't know, but Glasgow's struggling. I mean, live music's struggling in general because just people are scared.
That's it, man. Like, even saying that, like, down here, you know, it's not the same as it was down here. Like, so yeah, it's struggling in general.
Yeah, it's just because people are skint, so it's the first thing that you sort of people start saying is like, you know, but it shouldn't be a luxury to go out and enjoy live music. But sadly, it feels like it's happening. But hopefully, that's. I mean, I'm saying this. It's just the start of February, so I think everybody's just a wee bit sad and down in the dumps and pessimistic about everything. So hopefully, a wee bit of sunshine and we can all get back out and start enjoying ourselves again. I've got the video for the title track ready. We're talking about it. We've already spoke about it. But tell us about the video. It's incredible visuals here.
Oh, for Ponzu, yeah.
Ponzu,
Shout out Connor. Shout out Mind Wonders Art. We went to London to shoot it. We were in London for a couple of days, doing a couple other bits as well. Some stuff with Capo and shit like that. That'll be coming out soon. So yeah, we were knocking about London. Connor shot it all. It looks beautiful. I think he proper got the, you know, just fully understood the assignment on that one. That's like, yeah, I think it came out real nice. I actually saw a white deer on the train tracks on the way.
What? Sorry,
I saw like a white deer, like an albino deer, on the tracks. When I was like getting the train into London, like somewhere between Croydon and Gatwick, just like knocking about on the tracks next to me. Apparently that's like a heavy good luck symbol or something, so maybe that's why the video came out so dope.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's interesting when you Google these things. I've actually got a couple of them. I'll talk about in a second, but yeah, let's watch the video first, and yeah, Ponzu.
I am here in this ocean to kill whales for my living. I am here in this ocean to kill whales for my living. I am here in this ocean.
I said I got you. Eggs coming in from Kotsu, dressed in scallions, moving on Ponzu.
I am here in this ocean
I said I got you.
to kill whales for my living.
Some shit don't change, ipso facto glum. Same unsettling tune at the old filaments in a lamppost hum. That's just Glasgow, son. Dante, Canto 1. Why'd you think the boys are all battered and dipped in a flake like pancake crumb? That's a question for the keg to answer. Popping happy pills in the ever afters. Lucky fuck, what a second chancer. Monday morning's a myth, mate. My appointment's booked to the necromancer. If I said I got you, Eggs swimming in tonkotsu, dressed in scallions, moving on Ponzu. Give me 20, I'm still in the Vaughan too. Pick a long film you can sob through, or we can just chill if you want to. Caught up in wiki and all clue. Spectre and the spirit of Khonshu. Yeah, that shit can haunt you. That shit can haunt you.
I am here in this potion to kill whales for my living. I am here in this potion
I said I got you, I got you. Egg swimming in tonkotsu, dressed in scallions, moving on Ponzu.
to kill whales for my living.
I said I got you, I got you. Met with a kiss to the cheek like West Coast rain. Hope you slept okay, slumped on a central metro train. For a minute there shit kinda went Cobain. Time heals everything, but the side effects so strange. Hand out trying to flag a taxi. Domingo sings Pagliacci. Greet fate like it's happening Gadget. Southside via George Street, autopilot on kamikaze. 2 AM ramen and sushi. Scallop and uni, wrapped in an aura, looking like Prada and Gucci. Playground politics, Sam and a Gucci. I'm trying to frame it different, same cast new Wes Anderson movie. You lot having a Scooby, fuck's sake, tough break, fill the cracks in Kintsugi. Susie.
A phenomenal video. I know most of these are probably listening to this in the audio podcast in the future, but go and check it out. And if the director's watching this, sorry for playing it at 72 pp, 720 rather than 1080 like it was, or high def or whatever it was meant to be.
Oh dear.
I know that can upset the directors, and quite rightly, but it's just the way it is.
No, we lo-fi out here.
Stuart says, I like that. Yeah, lo-fi indeed. Gregor Boyd says, sick. But yeah, it's a tremendous video. And nice beat. Well, the best beat, according to Tzusan himself, is the best beat.
One of them, yeah, for sure.
What I like about it is, like, you know, the bit where the music just stops and cuts it. How long did you mess around with how long you can stop the beat before it comes back? Or is that just naturally how it sounded?
I think I just I'm quite drawn to like negative space. I think it's such a tool as an artist, as a thing you can exploit to like have some kind of emotional resonance or build tension or whatever it is, like leave space for a joke to land or something. Like that negative space is really important in all sorts of art.
100%. I've seen you do that live as well loads of times, where it's just like, well, I think you done do it. I've seen you doing Audio Soup Icebox a few times, and it's like, it's when by having that little space, giving people a chance to just hear that line, it makes all the difference. You get that you get that crowd reaction better. And it's something that I've been definitely guilty of with Jackal Trade stuff, is having writing too much and just like try to fill in a page with too many words, too many rhymes, and just not just, leave the space for the music and leave the space for the lyrics to settle.
Yeah. A lot of always with sentences, or if you're writing or whatever, there's always connective tissue words. The stuff that just binds the disparate parts of it together. And a lot of the time it's you don't really need that. And actually I think it's narrowing the scope of it. Do you know?
Yeah, rhyming for the sake of it.
Nah, all the little words in between, like the I's and the does and the ands.
Yes, I get you.
Yeah, get rid of them, man. Fuck them.
Yeah. Why? Because the phrase can sound a lot stronger without these little things. People can fill the words in themselves on their own time.
Exactly.
In their own time.
I think
And
that's
you know, it's
important
it's
as a writer,
ju-
like
like you
to
know, you
have
see a
that, like,
meme
yeah,
and it'll say you've seen these memes kicking about, and it'll be like it'll be a sentence, but it's just skipped a bunch of words, and it says you just read that with missing words.
or all scrambled up or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
you still get the actual message.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like that. I think it's
yeah,
kind of like that. Albums out. How it's obviously on Spotify and stuff, but it's also on Bandcamp. So
yeah,
the best way I'm assuming for people to support it is to buy it on Bandcamp and then stream it like fuck on Spotify.
yeah, man. You can do both of those things. You can buy a vinyl. They're gonna be shipping out this week.
Amazing.
That's the plan. So,
Where are they coming from?
they're coming from the vinyl press.
Yeah, aye. But where is the vinyl press in the Czech Republic or is it in
Oh,
the UK?
I'm not sure. I'm not
No.
sure, to be honest. I don't think it's UK based though.
Yeah, because
I've seen
I
there's
think
one just opened up in Scotland recently.
it did. Yeah. So
Um,
I know the Twistettes are using the Scottish one. I don't know if we
Yeah.
are or it's the previously we used a place in the Czech Republic that seemed to be quite
Okay.
good. But it's good that Scotland is on it because it seems like the weight's not been well. Fingers crossed, we've not got our vinyl yet either. So I don't want to jinx myself here, but it's like I remember inquiring about vinyl about I don't know a year or two ago, and it was I think at one point it was 6 months wait.
yeah, man. I mean, some places for sure, and it all depends on the runs and what you want with it. And nowadays, everybody wants the splattered and the whatever. Like, yeah,
Don't my
funny
advice
world.
is don't do it leading up to Christmas because you're dealing with the nostalgia of the Beatles bringing another best of. I'm not picking the Beatles. I don't know specifically, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
bands like the Beatles.
Celine Dion's classic.
Celine Dion is remastered. My Heart Will Go On, and the very, very, very best of. The B-sides all come out at Christmas time, and also Record Store Day, which actually when is Record Store Day? That ruined us before. Record Store Day, when's that? It's in April. No, hold on. I doesn't say. 70. The 12th of April. So hopefully that doesn't interfere with us because our album launches the end of March.
The end, yeah. All right.
So, and this is about 12 days later, Record Store Day, but hopefully we've got the order in time, so it should be all right. I've got a question for you from Gregor Boyd, who says,
Oh, yeah, shoot, man.
why is
Questions from the audience.
Baudrillard, I don't even know how to say that, am I saying that name right?
I'm not sure he is, man. I'm not sure he is. He's got some good
So the
ideas.
question is,
though.
why is Baudrillard right about everything, and you're not sure he is? Who's Baudrillard? I'm not saying that right, though, I know that.
Fucking he's a sort of philosopher. He talks about like hyper reality and stuff like that. I mean, he is right about a lot of stuff. He is right.
Okay, can we give it an example of when he's been right and when he's not been right?
Oh, fucking, when's he been right? Do you just need quotes or something? Am I gonna have to like go and get the research out?
Well, you are going to get marked on it, obviously.
Oh,
But
fuck. I thought I was done with this. No.
simulacra thing.
Simulacra.
What is the simulacra? Tell us what the simulacra is, because I'm assuming it's I don't know. It sounds to me like it kind of sounds like synchronicity or something like that.
It's like
I don't know.
the kind of version of reality that is pumped into you through like phone, you know what I mean, like social media, like really high speed information and not necessarily genuine information and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, it's hyper reality. It's too much information all at once, and it's not the simulacra is like the version of it that you're like presented with. Oh, mate,
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Too fried for this philosophy chat now. I actually I was on Bram's podcast.
Strange Exiles.
Strange
Shout outs
Exiles,
to
yeah,
Strange
of course.
Exiles. Yeah,
And
it's a
that
good
was
show.
like one of the first sort of interviews I did about the album and whatever. And he kind of hit straight into it. Was early in the morning. I was groggy, and he just hit me straight in with all the hyper real simulacra chat and all that. And I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh,
Yeah,
you're on Strange Exiles. You can't expect
I
anything
know,
less
I
from
know.
Bram. I think
couldn't
I'm going on
avoid it.
Bram's. I think I'm in Bram's show. He actually messaged me. I think I'm going on his show because I've got to do my interviews for a change, so I can expect that. Strange Exiles, check it out if you've not already. It's a really good show, and Bram's going to go. He doesn't cut about the bush. He just gets right in about it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
for sure. But I am not a philosophical educator, so yeah, I don't have the
well,
capacity
let's
to
go back to
explain
the.
things to people,
Let's
man.
let's go back to the philosophy of music then. Just can we talk about just sort of to round it up anyway? Just sort of the questions are two parts. Just to really just like your influences or maybe from your younger or now, or is there anybody maybe underground kicking about that we might not be aware of that we should maybe check out?
I mean, I've got a lad called Watson joining me on tour, like SYN, who's been a pal of mine for like a few years now, and he's just started spitting. West Coast lad. But yeah, he's cold. So I'm looking forward to when he actual puts out getting him up on the tour and stuff. So.
Oh, that's actually a good segue to the tour, of course, because I just noticed I actually got an email from was it Songkick to tell me you're playing Glasgow. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm doing Glasgow on March the 14th at Poetry Club. I've got the album launch in Edinburgh on the 7th. At Leith Cricket Club, which will be sick. Verbs and Slips coming up for that, and Philomena and stuff. Yeah, Glasgow on the 14th with Superman and Zai Don't Lie. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that, if it's like Chai or Xai or something. But yeah, and Aberdeen. Boom, there you go. Buy tickets.
Songkick's working. I just thought I'd let you know that because sometimes I wonder if it does that for me. Because and bands in town for artists as well. I don't know if you use that, but that's how it appears on your. That's how you get your tour dates appearing on your Spotify.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to be too plugged in. I'm trying to disconnect from the simulacra a little.
Well, you can't when you're doing. You
Built
can't.
my own one.
Yeah, you can, but when you're doing the album, so
It's tough, man. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Well, there's a wee tip. If you go to Bands in Town and put your gig dates on that, then Bands in Town for artists, you just go to that. And because Songkick used to bring it up on Spotify, but now it doesn't. So it took me a wee while to figure it out. Because I was like, why is everyone else just get their tour dates appearing on their page? But yeah, if you go to Bands in Town, they'll add it to your page. Because if everyone's checking out your album, and it looks like everybody is, it looks like it's doing well, then yeah, people want to know when you're playing. So we've got Glasgow on the 14th of March at the Poetry Club, which is a great venue. You might even see Mark on the bar. Where else, and you're doing Edinburgh and Brighton as well. Just let's talk about where you're playing.
Yeah, so Edinburgh on the 7th for the album launch. Glasgow on the 14th. Aberdeen was part of the jazz festival with ours and a live band on the 15th. I'm doing a little pop-up record shop in Dundee for a day at Le Freak on the 8th. And then down south, Leeds on the 22nd, London on the 28th, and yeah, a couple others that I'm still finalising to announce.
Amazing. Brilliant stuff. Well, thank you very much, man. You should be proud of the album. It's an absolute banger. And I'm looking forward to just digesting it more and more by giving it a few more spins. So,
No worries,
all
bro.
the best. Good
Thank
luck
you.
with the tour. I'll hopefully see you on March the 14th. Are you just in Scotland for the month then, or a couple of weeks?
Yeah, a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
do those smash those shows, and then down to Leeds and stuff. So,
Brilliant, man.
but yeah,
Well, I
should be fun, man.
hope it goes well, mate. All the best.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, hopefully catch you soon.
Take it, mate. Thank you very much to Tzusan. Ponzu out now on all platforms. Tour dates, as mentioned before. Go and see it live. Support the local music. Unless you live really, really far away, then support really, really far away music. And thank you for listening.
Do you want weirdo or do you want itchy?
If you don't